So, good evening, Aboisai and friends. Thank you. It is my pleasure and honor to stand and attest to all the wonderful and phenomenal things that this organization, Laman Achai, has done, and God willing may continue to do. I am most humbled to be standing here, for I know that thanks to Laman Achai, many successful religious families and persons have been firmly rooted in the Torah and mitzvahs. I can proudly say this about myself, my family, and the friends that I have made through Laman Achai. Baruch Hashem, through Hashgacha Pratis, I was led away from the public school systems and the influence of assimilation, which unfortunately many of our brothers, Achim, fall victim to.
Let's go.
Thanks to the dedication of the wonderful staff and the contributors in helping with the yeshiva, the camp, the shabbosim, and other after-school programs to which I have been a participant in, I can only say that it has made me into a better person both in Gashmias and in Ruchnias.
You can move in because it's high enough, so it's nice.
The achdus and unity amongst brothers is truly phenomenal. Whether it being boys inviting each other for Shabbatons, or caring that one puts on tefillin by walking it over to his friend's house and making sure that he doesn't miss out the mitzvah for the day. Or a bacher sneaking in food, kosher food, to his cousin's house because unfortunately his parents don't yet understand the importance of what kosher food really means. This name here, Laman Achai, goes beyond a title on a poster or a billboard. It becomes implemented and engraved in the hearts of all who come to know it, whether through camp, through yeshiva, or through Shabbatons. We know that the Mefarshim say that every person is considered to be like a miniature Beis HaMikdash. As the Pasuk says in Parshas Truma, Pasuk Ches, V'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'soicham. They shall make me a mikdash, and I shall dwell in them. The Shalah therefore deduces from here that the Pasuk really should have said b'soicham, in it. Grammatically speaking, b'soicham means in them. So the Shalah brings out over here that each individual, Hashem actually dwells within them, in each and every individual. Wow. What a potential a Yid has. He truly becomes a Keli to be a Diri B'tachtonim for the Eibishter. With this being said, it is the responsibility and the mitzvahs asay from a behalf to L'Recha Kamocha and Achrayis to make sure that each individual, every Jew reaches their potential to become this mikdash, to become this keli. We know that in the Masechta Sanhedrin, Daf Kuf Beis Amud Beis, Rabbi Yitzchak says that in every generation, unfortunately, we are still atoning for the Chet HaEgel, which is the sheker and the total denial of the Torah and mitzvahs, and of course Hashem, which is exactly what we are here fighting for. I think it was the Geir Rebbe who once said that if we would fight for MS, with the same energy, with the same zest and zeal as the people who fight for sheker, the world would be a totally different place. So therefore Hashem, with his rachamim, he was ready to forgive us. But on the condition that V'asuli mikdash, that we make him a mikdash. If we are only willing to invest and contribute to take the time in making him a dwelling place, we are on the right path. But in order for this to be truly done in a proper way, we gotta do it quickly, with zeal and zest and zrizus. And I learned this from last week's Parsha, Parshas Vayakhel. When the pasuk states that V'yavohu hanashim al hanashim, and the translation of the pasuk says, and when they came, the men with the woman. Something really bothered me about this pasuk, the way it was phrased. I guess being that I like paying attention to details, and that's what you have to do in medicine, pay attention to details. So Rashi helps me understand the pasuk a little bit better. He says that V'yavo hanashim im hanashim. That's how the pasuk should have been. That's how he clarifies it. That the man came with the woman. But still the Torah literally says al hanashim. And the word al means above or on top of. That the man came above the woman. So we really gotta clarify this. So the Chidush Harim, he brings something, he makes us realize something very incredible.
A few more minutes, Rabbi Isai.
The women in that generation, they were considered to be very holy tzadkaniyot. And the Rambam writes in his Pirush that the women are praised in these pesukim. Why? Because they acted with zrizus and they dedicated their monetary values for Hashem, for the Eibishter. Therefore, we, the men, had to learn a lesson and act the same way, if not any better. And with this, the men were able to achieve the kapara and the teshuvah needed. Therefore, they became Balei Teshuvas. As the Gemara and Prophet says, Daf Lamed Dalet Amud Beis, Shemakom Shbalei Teshuvah Oimdim Tzadikin Gemurim Ein Oimdim. A Baal Teshuvah stands above a righteous person. Therefore, the pasuk says, Al, that the men were now standing above the woman, because they were taking and contributing in making a mikdash, a dwelling place for Hashem. So in a way, we are all in need of each other. One brother for the sake of the other. And I can personally attest this about myself and my friends, that if not for the wonderful help from Laman Achai and the great people who continuously supported, who knows? Because we could have been victim to the Egel or the sheker of this world, and God forbid, assimilated with the Erev Rav, the mixed multitudes of this world. Being Shabbos Shikolim this week, we know that Hashem showed Moshe Rabbeinu a fiery shekel. The lesson that can be learned from the shekel, especially a fiery shekel, is just like fire moves quickly to consume, so must we move quickly to consume the mitzvahs, to grab hold of them. And not only that, but the wonderful thing about a fire that's lit on a candle is that just like a candle has a potential to ignite more wonderful candles and to bring light into a room, therefore, by igniting the spark, the neshama of one yid, one exponentially ignites the fire in many other. And I could bring you a small story to prove the example. In the neighborhood, in the shul where I daven, the shul was established, Baruch Hashem, because a kindle, a spark was lit in a boy's heart. It took one Shabbaton, it took one act of chesed for this boy to realize that he too has a potential to start a Jewish community in the place of prayer where he lives. It was a Shabbaton in Williamsburg where the boy was amazed at the amount of Beis Midrashim and shuls there are on the block. So he said, why should my block be any different? Where I live, I have to bring home this lesson and bring the revealness of Hashem in my neighborhood. So with that Shabbos, with that moment, he took upon himself to start a minyan in his house. Not only with himself, but with the help of his parents. With the afters, he got everybody involved. From his parents, it went to the neighbors in his apartment building. From the neighbors in his apartment building, eventually it led to the rental of a building, and now that building serves as a shul and as a base medrash to, I would say, 100 to 150 men and children who daven there every week. We all strive to be exceptional, beyond the average Joe. That's what we're here for. So it was interesting, a few days ago I was reading a fascinating story about the Baal Shem Tov. It was known that he too was a great giver of tzedakah. He would actually give more than what the halacha requires. So somebody tried to criticize the Baal Shem Tov on what he was doing. And told the Baal Shem Tov that he was over on the law of Hamibazbez. The Baal Shem Tov replied to him and said, Hamibazbez is from the word biza, which means spoil or plunder that you take from warfare. Therefore, we are speaking about a person, he replied to the one who criticized him. We are speaking about a person who has to wage war with himself and force himself to give. Of him, the pasuk says that he shouldn't give more than a fifth, to be over on Hamibazbez. However, for a person who rejoices in giving and enjoys it, that's what makes him exceptional. And that's the lesson we can learn from Chodesh Adar, as it is Shabbos Mevarachim this week, the month of giving and giving with great happiness. And with this, may we merit the rebuilding of Yerushalayim and the Mikdash HaShlishi, not only in every one of us, but in actuality. And when we desire the Geula is HaMashiach b'mheira v'yameinu. Just a few more minutes, I would like to take the few seconds to say a great big thank you and a thanks to all the participants and the staff of Leman Achai for all they do, not only to them, but to all who made this event possible. And a special thank you to the Nasi Hadar, the Tzaddik, and the Anov, our Moshe Rabbeinu, Harav Klein and Shlita. A person who is dedicated day in and day out and treats us like his own sons, who brings and teaches the Torah to all, from the various backgrounds, levels, and languages. Thank you.
Thank you, let's hear it.
Just a quick, being that we're in Chaylish Adar, and Mishnifnas Adar Ma'ar B'Simcha, I would just like to finish off with a joke, I guess. Just a few minutes. We were sitting with a group of doctors, and it showed me something phenomenal. It showed me that no matter how high a guy could be, he still thinks, so to say, different than any Yid. He still has something, you know, in the back of his mind, as they say. So he was saying a story about his son, how his son once found a wallet. The son found a wallet, and he decided to return it to the owner. So he returns it to the owner. So the owner opens up his wallet, he sees everything is there, the credit cards, the ID. He looks at the amount of money, you know, that he assumed, that he remembered that he lost, and he realized something has changed, there's something different. He realized that before he had a whole $100 bill, but now he has a 50, a 20, another 20, a 10. So he asked this boy, he's like, I don't understand. Last I remembered, I had a $100 bill. He's like, yeah, you're right, you did. So he's like, so why did you change? Why did you break my bill? He's like, because the last wallet I returned, the guy had a $100 bill, he couldn't tip me. All right, so thank you for your wonderful support, and have a great day.
Wow, Dr. Ruvein Robenov, let's hear it. I'd like to acknowledge and welcome Rabbi Shmuel Kleiman, founder of the Achai. And a big thank you from Mr. Levi Gambo of Gambo's Bakery for all your support for the Achai. And all of you tonight.
Who's Mr. Gambo? Is he here? That's Mr. Gambo? Who? Mr. Gambo.
One more acknowledgement, Rabbi Shaya Grouse, big supporter of the Achai. Shkoya, Rabbi Shaya Grouse, and Größen Shkoya.